Hey, VCers, Matt again on Sunday, not Monday. I need to get my days straight, and thought I would knock out another Kinks review. But real quick, just did one for Muswell Hillbillies, the Kinks 1971 album. Forgot to mention Muswell Hill is the neighborhood in North London, which is where Ray and Dave were born and grew up. So that's what that reference is. And Muswell Hillbilly, the song, has a line in it that says, "I'm going to carry her memory till the day I die." Kind of like that line. I don't know about you, but I've certainly got a girl that applies to, but we won't get into that. So anyway, that was 1971, and like I said, the Kinks, after Lola left the Pie label, Pie in England, Reprise in America, and signed with RCA, and Muswell Hillbilly was the first album on RCA. So here we come to 1972, and Reprise fights back by releasing the Kink Kronikles. It's a double album. There's the inside, a lot of writing about the different songs and some pictures of the band around about 1965 or so. Front cover, and on the back we have the, what do you call these guys, the Queen's Guards or the King's Guards? I don't know what the people that hang out at Buckingham Palace. Need to get Rockboy to pick me up one of these hats and send it. That'd be kind of cool to wear around the house. So yeah, double album, which is sort of a mixture of the greatest hits and just collecting odds and ends. Uh, Without a doubt, Muswell Hillbillies, like I said, is not a terrible album. It's got some good songs on it. It's a pretty good album in some ways, but compared to this album makes it look like a week old Spam and peanut butter sandwich by comparison. I mean, this is without a doubt one of the greatest hits collections ever assembled, and I would place it right up there with, say, the Red and Blue album by the Beatles and Hot Rocks by the Rolling Stone and whatever other greatest hits collection you want to name. Um, so, funny thing is, this doesn't have their early hits from 64, 65. It doesn't have You Really Got Me, Till the End of the Day, Tired of Waiting, all of those great songs. So you have to go to another greatest hits album to get those things. The earliest thing this has is some 66 songs from Face to Face. It's got Sunny Afternoon, Holiday in Waikiki, and a couple other songs off the Face to Face. But this album, I'm not going to go through every song because there's 20 some songs, but it's just an embarrassment of riches. It's just ridiculously good. You're talking 10-star song after 10-star song after 10-star song, and it's the other the other huge plus on this album at the time was that it collects a lot of Kinks B-sides and some songs that were unreleased in America for the first time on an album, which now, of course, 1972 was way before the days of CDs and downloading and iTunes and YouTube and all that. So most of these songs have since been released as bonus tracks on reissue CDs, or they're easily enough found on YouTube or download or whatever. So, but back then this was really the only way you could get them, and yeah, I mean it's just you get Victoria Village Green Preservation Society, the title song, Waterloo Sunset, David Watts, Lola, Dead End Street, Shangri-La, Autumn Almanac, Sunny Afternoon, Death of a Clown, King Kong, which is really cool if you like T-Rex and Mark Bolan. It sounds like a T-Rex song. It's recorded like 3 or 4 years before T-Rex came around, but Days, beautiful song. Mr. Pleasant, She's Got Everything is a really great Lost Kinks track that sounds same mode as You Really Got Me and All Day and All of the Night. The thing was actually recorded in 66, but it wasn't released until 1968. It was the flip side of the Days single, which I'm not even sure came out in America, but I mean, it's kind of a great lost Kinks track, and unfortunately didn't really do much, but could have been a hit if it had been released back in 65 or 66, probably. But anyway, I mean, it's just this is a 10-star album all the way, without going into details of individual songs. if you get anything out of these videos, if anybody's watching, I don't know whether they are or not. I'm just having fun doing them, so hope they are, but if not, and if they are, hey. But if you get anything out of these videos, if they actually prompt you to go look into the Kinks, if you haven't previously, what I would recommend is get all of their 60s albums. And if you don't want to do that, I would recommend at least get Face to Face, Arthur, and Village Green Preservation Society. Those are absolutely essential. And if you don't want to do that, I would say if you just want to look into the Kinks to see if they're what you know, if you're your bag or not, I would say find yourself a greatest hits album that collects the early stuff, and there's tons of those out there nowadays on CD, and you can probably even find the old Kinks greatest hits on vinyl that had all the early stuff. Uh, Dedicated follower of fashion, well respected man, you really got me, all of that stuff. And this would be the other thing that'd be absolutely essential. I mean, it's just, you can put this on, you can play all four sides. Everything is wonderful. There's not a dog in the bunch. It's some of the best music ever made. And so yeah, there's Reprise showing up RCA in a big way. And I don't really know what else to say about this album. Just it's a 10-star album. It's I believe it's still available on CD. Might be a little doing to track it down on vinyl. I got this copy at Half Price Books, I think, and I mean I know I got it at Half Price Books, but I think it was like 81 or so. Just a great album. And I had something else to say about it, but I can't remember what it was now. Oh yeah, just to say that you know, this is their golden era. The Kinks came out. You had the British invasion in '64 with the Beatles, the Stones, the Kinks, the Yardbirds, Jerry and the Pacemakers, and Animals, and all that. Kinks, in my opinion, were easily the second best band of that era, right after the Beatles, and you know, just the Rolling Stones came close at times, but the Kinks were. And then you got the say '66 to '70 period, and the Beatles with the Kinks right behind them again, and this wraps up that era from '66 to '70, and so a lot of things that were kind of hits in England, none of these were hits in America, with the exception of Sunny Afternoon. Um, but a lot of odds and ends. But it's not just leftovers and junk. Every one of the lesser known songs or the B sides are right up there with the hits. Autumn Almanac, you know, Sunny Afternoon, Waterloo Sunset, David Watts, Victoria. Just a beautiful album. And if you only get one Kinks album, I guess go for this, because this gives you kind of a broad overview of their best period of their career. And if you don't like this, you don't like the Kinks. But if you like this, you're going to love the Kinks, and you're probably going to want to go and run out and buy the rest of their '70s albums. So definitely try to track this one down. It's one of the best and one of the greatest hits collections ever assembled. Um, it's a 10 out of 10, definitely. And almost every song on here would be a 10 out of a 10 too. So have a good Sunday, everybody, and hope we see you soon.